Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Hartland and welcome to the Calgary Motorcycle Show.
Outdoor recreation is an important segment of the powersport industry. For many users, it is a priority in their lives, and they prove it with their wallets. Alberta is the Canadian province that spends the most in operating cost, making it a vital cornerstone for successful communities. Bob Ramsey is the president of the Canadian Off-Highway Vehicle Distributors Council, and we're going to be talking about numbers.
Hi Bob, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for talking with us today.
My pleasure.
I just wanted to go over a few of the numbers that off-highway vehicle users affect in Alberta.
Yes, absolutely. So right now, there's about 140 to 150,000 registered vehicles of off-highway vehicles. There are some that aren't registered because they're used on private property. So altogether, there are about 200,000 off-highway vehicles in use in Alberta, and you know, there's a number of people that use each of those. So approximately 450 to 500,000 people use OHVs all the time.
Okay. And what about how much money does that bring in for Alberta for us?
Well, for the entire usage, not just the registration. So the registrations bring in around $7 million, sorry. But the entire usage, including, you know, expenditures by the riders themselves, bring in close to $1.1 billion a year.
Sorry, that's $1.1 billion.
Billion dollars, yes.
Okay. Wow, that's really some big numbers.
That's some big numbers, but more importantly, you know, it brings in a lot of taxes. So those taxes go to building schools, hospitals, roads. Funnily enough, or not funny, none of it goes into trails. The trails are all built by volunteers. They're built by the clubs and riders themselves. No money from the government goes into building trails, and that's one of the issues we have.
Right. Bob, tell me a little bit about the jobs in the industry and how it affects it.
Well, there's actually a lot of jobs. People probably don't realize this, but approximately 7,500 full-time employees, taking also part-time employees and indirect employees. There's over 9,000 people, and that involves a lot of families. You know, there's over 100 dealers alone in Alberta. So you're talking about family businesses, employing a lot of family and community people, and contributing a lot to local baseball clubs, hockey clubs, all of those sorts of charitable things.
Right. So the government affecting the trail system and shutting down our parks on where we can ride, where we can hunt, all that kind of stuff, that really affects our economy.
It affects our economy, it affects a lot of Albertans right across the province. So no matter where you're living, and this industry occurs across the entire province, there are people being affected by this, and we haven't even seen the real large impact that this is going to have over the next year or two.
Thanks again, Bob, for meeting with us. It really means a lot to our whole community, and thanks for sharing those numbers with us. I think not a lot of people really know about how big of an industry this is.
Thank you. My pleasure to have a few minutes with you.
Yes.
Manufacturers have made great strides in making sure that the motorcycles are friendlier to the environment. Through research and development, the motorcycle industry is committed to applying the principles of sustainability as a key part of the effort to develop its market and value. President of Suzuki Canada, Bill Porter, is here to talk about it.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, how are
you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thanks so much for meeting with us. What I wanted to ask you today was, tell us a little bit about some of the innovations behind Suzuki in the off-road community.
Well, off-road is very important to us. We invented the four-wheeler, as you may know, the quad. That was Suzuki's invention, and a patent on that as well. So we're first on four. We're very concerned, obviously, and excited about off-road riding. We have a lot of dirt bikes, as you can see, off-road bikes as well. But riding off-road, you have to be careful. There has to be a balance between the environment, obviously, and the machines themselves.
Yep.
And, of course, the responsibility of the riders. That's
Absolutely.
very important.
Yep.
We work very hard. Our engineers work very hard on producing bikes that are compliant.
Yep.
We really care about emissions. We really care about noise. That's very important in today's society.
Yep.
It's a never-ending process that we go through in developing our new products.
So within Alberta, we have a ton of clubs, and what sort of backing does Suzuki have with those
Well,
clubs?
it's not just Suzuki, it's the whole industry, because you know what, anybody that rides off-road, whatever they ride, we're very happy about that. As an industry and Suzuki, we support a lot of the clubs. That's the grassroots activity levels.
Yeah.
It's important because the clubs, let's say, maintain the trails, help maintain the trails,
Yep.
and also there's rules and regulations that have to be followed. In order for us all to enjoy the outdoors for a lot of years to come, we have to respect the environment. That's
Absolutely.
very important.
Yeah.
That's with the machines, with the riders themselves. So we really work hard with the clubs to make sure there's a certain level of, let's say, guidelines in place
Yeah.
to ensure that we can continue to ride for many, many years.
Bill, thank you so much for answering all of our questions. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the next episode,
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you so much for meeting with us today. So, Kim, tell us, like, what is this Junior Red Riders?
Yeah, you need to respect the environment, you need to respect other riders on the trail, and respect each other.
Just tell me, I'd like to hear a little bit about you guys. So.
My name's Billy Kohut. I'm Chad Bowman.